Outer Wilds is a tremendous experience and a game like anything I've ever played. One of those games that once you start playing and begin to unravel its meaning and mysteries, it will never leave your head. It's a game in which you conquer space's deep frontiers without firing a single high-tech space gun, in which your progress is marked up by racking up points or filling in inventory, but by learning the world you inhabit. Information is the most valuable currency in Outer Wilds, and it's the tool that you will use to guide you through your journey, not some high-tech gear system. It also means that by its nature, it's an easy game to spoil, and that's something I'll try my best not to do. This game is best experienced blind. So I implore you, if you're one of those people who, when you get stuck in a game, it's your first thought is to turn to Google for answers, this ain't a game for you. It rewards using the knowledge you have gathered and seeing the answers within that knowledge yourself. The premise of the game is that you're a Hearthian, a ragtag race of explorers that have put together enough primitive technology to leave their home planet Timberhearth and go explore the cosmos. Maybe you'll go to Atarok, your planet's moon, like I did. Maybe you'll go to Giant's Deep, an oceanic planet covered in storms that can launch visitors and islands into space. If you're feeling really risky, you will set off for that mysterious planet in the distance called Dark Bramble. There's no perfect first destination in the game. Everyone's first planet they explore, there's also someone else's lasts. Now I feel I cannot discuss this game without talking about its main premise, death. You will die in the game whether you like it or not, whether it will be from crashing your ship on your first voyage, being crushed by ash, or if you survive long enough, 22 minutes to be precise, you will witness a supernova consume the entire solar system. This is where the game becomes a standout for me. It's when things really get interesting. Turns out you're stuck in a time loop that always ends the same way, death. Not just to you, but to everything in your galaxy. Time is the biggest tool besides information in this game. The when is just as important as the where. One planet might be slowly deteriorating, and the later you arrive, the more broken it will be, preventing you from accessing some areas but unlocking secrets elsewhere. On another planet, you might be expecting to rush into a cave before it overflows to ash, so you can unveil the secrets within, or waiting for the other to unveil its own. The point of the whole journey is simple: learn things. Outer Wilds solar system is covered with remnants of life from the now extinct alien race called the Nomai. You'll find their writing everywhere. The more you read, the more you'll get to know these gentle, curious, science-loving people, and the closer you'll get to unraveling all their mysteries. Why did they come to this solar system? How did they die? Why is the sun exploding? And why do you keep coming back to life? The only thing you'll carry from life to life is your knowledge, summed up in a handy computer on your ship that retains all the discoveries you've made, no matter how many times you die. This is where a real sense of wonder comes from, as you explore the solar system and connect the dots that put all the pieces on the board together. And one of the greatest strengths of Outer Wilds is wonder. Wonder is a rare thing in video games. This medium is capable of some magnificent things: surprise, shock, fright, speed, tension and realism. But pure wonder is increasingly hard to capture nowadays, but yet Outer Wilds has it in droves. It's a comparatively low budget game developed by a small team called Mobius Digital, perhaps the most incredible and awe-inspiring rendition of outer space video games has seen, well, ever. Space game that invokes the terrifying scope of Christopher Nolan's Interstellar, while also encapsulating the small, intimate moments too. So many games nowadays, especially space-focused games, tend to chase the lofty goal of an ever bigger universe. More planets, more spaceships, more things to do. Elite Dangerous has a scientifically accurate rendering of only 400 million stars in our galaxy. No Man's Sky is a procedurally generated universe of some 18 quintillion planets, but Outer Wilds makes no such promises with hefty goals and wider expansive worlds to explore. Outer Wilds is different. The solar system you explore here is small and handcrafted, open for you to fly between some locations in seconds once you get the hang of the flight system. The playground for you is not some massive expansive universe. In fact, it's intimate in scale, and yet the daunting nature of heading out into the blackness of space is more prevalent than most of the space games I've ever played. Your spaceship isn't your everyday craft, it's made of wood, nails and bolts, rather than the usual sleek metal and synthetic materials. It feels more like a makeshift treehouse built by a 6-year-old with their dad, than something capable of interstellar flight and navigation. And that makes flying to the vacuum even more thrilling. The only thing between you and nothingness is this tiny little hatch. one that you can venture through provided you're wearing your spacesuit, which has its own oxygen supply and a little jetpack. But one ill-fated landing and your ship can fall apart. I even had one occasion in which the only thing left of my ship was the hull in which my pilot's seat was attached. It's always a good job I always put on my suits before taking flight. Now I will admit it does take a couple of hours to really get into the rhythm of Outer Wilds, but once you do, it becomes clear why it is so special. A list of short and long-term tasks will slowly start to creep into your brain, and you'll find yourself constantly wondering, what would happen if I went here first? You'll gradually figure out the big mysteries and how to unravel them, learn that whenever you're stuck, the answer is always to go explore some more. It's a game for people who are curious. Definitely helps that the solar system's time loop makes focus imperative. There's no time to muck around deciding what to do next, so you just end up choosing something to tackle or investigate before getting on with it. Now I played Outer Wilds in little bursts following the 22-minute cycle, figuring out things at my own leisure, but also in single 6-hour sittings. It's perfectly fit for both purposes. Still, it's in those big, explorative scenarios that Outer Wilds really shines brighter than anything else I've played. The sky-high storms, the crumbling black hole planet, an ever-exploding sun. More secrets I didn't spoil here because I want you to discover them for yourself. It's a space game that knows what it means to be designed by something truly alien. Therein I think lies the wonder that size, numbers and procedural generation can't capture. It's a game that's meticulously crafted, brilliantly structured and enticing enough to get you addicted to discovery. Although sometimes the 20-minute timer can be frustrating. Nothing worse than hearing the beautiful "The End Is Coming" music when you've just discovered a brand new spawning area. But it ultimately makes it for a more beautiful experience. And Outer Wilds is a beautiful experience. It's a game you have to play and it's a game that I definitely can't recommend enough.